The cash reserve ratio and the repo rate, once again indicating that demand management in the economy is absolutely crucial. Repo rate has been hiked to 8.5%, highest since 2002, and cash reserve ratio has moved up in two stages, once again indicating that the government and the central bank are pretty much in sync when it comes to taking stiff monetary action. Cash reserve ratio goes up to 8.75% by July. That's the stage that we are looking at. Ida Dougal now joins us. We of course have been speaking to lots of bankers and finding out what it will do. There will be tremendous pressure on the bottom line of banks, but Ida Dougal, clearly this is a move which was slightly unexpected given the fact that he only yesterday was talking about a calibrated measure, saying that we cannot seem to be panicking, yet we have to react.
Absolutely, Shivnath. It's a little bit baffling because every bond market person, every banker you spoke to this morning came away with the impression that the RBI is not going to be in panic mode and they will do a timely sort of adjustment to rates if needed to try and halt this inflation scenario. But today's move is certainly not calibrated, although it can be argued that it was very much necessary given the 11% double-digit inflation that we are seeing. So what we are seeing firstly is on the demand side, like the finance minister in some ways dictated that you have to manage demand, that the policy response has to be monetary to this inflation scenario. So a repo rate being moved up by 50 basis points in one go will help, of course, contain inflation expectations to begin with, and also in some ways calibrate demand, which would then ease inflation pressure, but that would be months and months down the line. The second point on the CRR, in fact, in some ways is even a little more surprising, because if you look at the liquidity situation right now, it's been very tight for the last 1 week. The RBI has been infusing almost 32,000 crores on a daily basis, and in that scenario, the RBI is withdrawing even more monetary accommodation, which seems a little worrying. It's going to be done in two phases. The first 25 basis points will come in at the beginning of July, and then another 25 basis points likely to come in. So this is a double whammy coming in on CRR and on the repo rate in particular. What does it mean in terms of the banking sector? Well, it definitely means that interest rates, even the banks that have so far stayed away from hiking PLR, will probably have absolutely no option but to increase their interest rates. But in some ways, that's what the RBI wants, because they do want higher interest rates so that demand in the economy starts to cool down. It will mean that loans across the board will become more expensive, and it will also probably mean that there will be more pressure on corporates, because a lot of them have heavy lending plans, borrowing plans in place at this stage. Shivnath? We
have initial reactions from some of the bankers as well as housing finance companies. HDFC, of course, one of the biggest one. I will quiz you a little bit, Ida, on the way the banking balance sheets will look. We have already seen some of the banks hike their prime lending rates by about 25 to 50 basis points. But Keki Mistry of HDFC, the man who we all turn to for our home loans, what is his view because of this hike in rates? Will demand for home loans slow down or not? That's the key manifestation of today's decision. Let's find out what he had to tell us earlier today.
As far as we are concerned, our lending rates are going to be a function of cost of funds. So if we find that cost of funds have gone up, we will have to look at higher lending rates. But let me tell you something I mentioned on your program earlier. That, even if interest rates were to go up a half a percent on housing loans, with the kind of loans that we give, which is typically middle-income customers, average loan size of 14 lakhs in the current year, it has on ultimate home buyers is not very significant. A 0.5% rise in interest rates would effectively increase the cost to a customer by not more than 30 or 35 basis points.
Not really. I mean, that's certainly a part of managing inflationary expectations. These are part of Reserve Bank of India's job. But I think the pressure on Reserve Bank also emanates from the fact that there is no other policy instrument available or being used by Government of India to actually rein in inflation. So we have been hearing about tax breaks and so on and so forth, but nothing materializing at the moment.
You were with Governor Reddy yesterday, and he in fact said that he would not like to sacrifice growth while taming inflation. He's just gone ahead and, sucked liquidity out of the system by taking this measure. He's of course gone ahead and done what he had said he wouldn't do, perhaps.
Well, I think, Supriya, always there are double interpretations to Governor Reddy's words, and, his words are very difficult to read into. We all know he likes to surprise the markets. But yes, one interpretation when he said that growth does not necessarily have to be sacrificed to control inflation was that perhaps he wouldn't hike rates very sharply at this stage. Having said that, let's remember that inflation is now not just an economic issue, it's become a consumer issue, it's become a political issue. And there is a government which has a very high stake in all of this, which would probably probably like to see an immediate solution, or at least it seemed to look like there is an immediate solution being put into place for this inflation scenario, and that perhaps could be one pressure point, because while the RBI is an independent agency, remember, inflation impacts the consumer and the common man, especially the poor in India, and in that sense, the government and the policy makers in general can't be seen to not be doing anything about this entire inflation scenario. So yes, it is slightly surprising coming right after yesterday's comments from Governor Reddy, but once again, he did yesterday somewhere in the statement say that we have been constantly taking measures, and I quote, we may need to build further on those measures. So that could be read into that he was preparing for this.
Clearly the 50 basis points, as Supriya pointed out, in terms of sucking out liquidity, what about 18,000 crores rupees or so? It's clearly going to put some pressure on the small and the medium companies who will eventually feel the crunch of that liquidity, because in any case, credit becomes more expensive, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Credit becomes more expensive. Already you've seen the below PLR lending for the corporates. Most banks have raised those rates despite the fact that they may not have really tinkered with their PLR very dramatically. But most companies are now borrowing at a much higher level than they have been, say, at least 6 months ago. The other problem, along with the cost of borrowing, is the actual quantum of money available in the market. So if you're looking at very large borrowing plans, it's going to be a bit of a question mark, because right now there isn't all that much liquidity available in the banking system. And I pointed this out earlier that right now the RBI is infusing on a daily basis about 30,000 crore into the banking sector. So clearly it is already in a deficit. So another 18,000 crore pulled out over the month of July will mean a fair amount of pressure on this entire system. So there will be an upside both in terms of lending rates, the bond yields, all of which will put pressure on corporate borrowing plans. We've already been hearing that most of the debt raising plans from corporates have come on hold because of the high yields in the bond market, and that would probably be even worsely affected after this particular motion.
Right.